Hey folks, this is Mary. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here for another episode of Swatching Sundays, and it's been a while since I've done one in my original series, which was where I was trying to go through all of my samples and get them swatched, because I have dozens and dozens of samples and most of them I had never swatched. So I've kind of been putting it off, and the reason I've put it off is because I dropped my rack on the floor and the ink samples just went everywhere and they are just not doing well. And I had been going through the racks in order and now they're all out of order, and I was trying to look back at the last video to see if I could put them back in order, but I don't think that will be possible. I don't even think all of the inks are here, and I've been trying to gather up all of my samples, so I have this little box here that's just full of samples that I've been finding, you know, under the couch, under the bed, under the table, in the kitchen, on the ceiling, you know, all over the place, and just to gather all of the samples together. And some of the ones that I saw in the video I haven't been able to find, so who knows? It's the gremlins. I'm telling you, it's the gremlins. So I need a place to get started, to get back into this. So I thought I would just go through today and take a look at the rack and see what I can do with it and fill in the holes with the samples from the box, and then just keep going, keep making progress. Oh, but before I do that, we do have one special guest with us today. And that is this little guy here. Now, Bobo is hiding an ink spot on my paper. So, now that I have shown you the ink spot, there's no point in him hiding it anymore. But we're all friends here. We don't have any secrets. You can know about my ink spot. But this ink sample is one that was sent to me by, oh dear, no it's not. Not that one. Never mind. Forget that. Forget that. Oh my goodness. Okay, if I was a perfectionist, I would stop the video and re-record and put this where it was supposed to be. But I am au naturel in the video world, so we're gonna just go with it. So this is a sample that was sent to me by Miss Marilyn Darling. Also, Miss Marilyn Darling sent me this little guy, Bobo, the elephant fountain pen assistant, my ink sample holder, and my ink spot hider. So he's holding on to this sample, and Marilyn included a note in the package that said it is Hippo Noto X version 1. And I hope I have the name right. I did look at the website, and that's what the website said, but I don't know. Is it Hippo Noto brand ink? Do they have their own brand of ink now? I'm confused. So if anybody knows, Marilyn, if you want to chime in and let us know about the ink. But anyway, I am going to sample this one, or swatch this one first today to start us off, hopefully with some good luck and happiness with our new ink sampling adventure. Oh, and I have to tell you, remember how I said that I couldn't find my glass nib pen, like the red and purple one that I've had for a long time, and I've looked everywhere and I couldn't find it. I didn't know what I'd done with it, so then I ordered a new one. Well, I found it. It's in this bag. This bag full of the swatch cards that I couldn't find and a bunch of Q-tips. And this was in a bag of stuff that I took with me on vacation last September that I still have not gotten around to unpacking, but I just found all kinds of cool stuff in that box. Of course, I found this pen and all of the swatch cards that I made that I took with me on the trip. I had planned to do some swatching on the trip, but where I stayed, there wasn't any internet access. And I thought, well, I can record the videos and then maybe go into town and try to upload them, but that honestly would have taken hours out of every day, and I didn't want to take away the time from my vacation and, you know, take away the time I was enjoying with my mom. So I just decided I wasn't going to do that, and if I wasn't going to try to upload them, then I didn't see much point in making the videos. So I just enjoyed my vacation and did not make any videos. But I had all this stuff with me. And then I didn't, you know, unpack everything when I got home. So that's where this pen has been since September. This cute little guy. So here is our sample pen now. Well, I thought I was going to tell you something else. And somebody mentioned, Sarah mentioned before that my samples weren't looking the same. So this is the old paper. These are the old cards that I made. I make my cards out of watercolor paper. So these are the old ones, and these are the new ones. And I guess the paper looks the same. The old ones seem maybe a little bit more textured. I don't know, but it's the same brand and the same paper, so I'm not sure where the difference is, but maybe we'll do these swatches on the old cards today and see if they come out better. And also my desk lamp died. I inherited an Light from somebody, and it's incredibly bright, which is why I tied a plastic bag over it trying to diffuse the light some. But I think I bumped it when I was trying to get something when I was getting ready for work the other day, and it just burned all day. And it's kind of older, so the person I got it from, I'm sure had used it for a long time. So the light is just about dead, and it's kind of a weird looking light bulb, so I'm going to have to find a replacement bulb for it, because I like the light very much. But anyway, I'm rambling. So let us sample this fabulous ink. Ooh, and I dunked it way down in there so I would make sure to get some of the shimmer. But you could see how much I soaked the Q-tip. Oh, shoot, I was gonna write the name down. Okay, I'm just getting this all backwards. It's been so long since I've done swatching on a regular basis. I just don't know what I'm doing. And I think I said that the last time I did some swatches, but it's still true. I still have not gotten back into the groove. So, let me see. Not getting a drip. Oh, and somebody else mentioned, I think it was Sarah that, oh no, it wasn't Sarah. Somebody else mentioned that maybe it was the brand of Q-tips. So these white ones are Q-tip brand Q-tips, and these yellow ones are just cheapy knockoff brand. But I don't know if that would make that much of a difference, because I was using the yellow ones for months. You know, I was doing the 30 inks 30 days in September, and I did all of those swatches with these. And now I've gotten some actual Q-tips. I am moving up in the world. I have name brand Q-tips to swatch with. And I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. So we'll see how this goes. But let's see. I'm trying to get organized here. I've got all this stuff on my desk. Oh, and here's the little pen rest that Sarah sent me. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for keeping my pen corralled. And this is, I don't know if anybody's interested in this or not, but I ordered an appliance, and it came with this cardboard stuff holding it in place, so I thought that would make a good Q-tip rest to keep the ink off of my desk. Okay, so now let's do some writing. So this is, oh, can you guys see that? Hippo Noto. Ooh, can I fit all that in? I'm not going to try. X version 1. And I'll make that into a little one. So yes, I was talking about my lighting. So my light died, and I have a ceiling fan light that's kind of like here. Where's the camera? It's like here in front of my desk. So the little ceiling fan lights that were in it were just, you know, sad and pathetic little ceiling fan lights. So I got these more powerful lights. You know how the wattage on light bulbs these days is just all wacky? So these are 15-watt bulbs, but they put out 100 watts of light. So the ceiling fan lights are 15-watt sockets. So I have 15-watt bulbs in the ceiling fan, but it's putting out 100 watts of light. Does that make sense? So you can see the crazy shadows that we're getting, but then I have some more lights over here. Let's see, over here on this side, trying to balance out the light. Anyway, I'm sure lighting talk is not very interesting to people, but if things look different, they are different. And if you see a lot of shadows, there are shadows. So that's okay. We are moving on. Ooh, and I have some little page reinforcers. I couldn't find them the last time. So, you know, I just have a lot of trouble keeping up with stuff. That's not very good. It's a brand new year. I'm supposed to have a handle on things and, you know, get my year together. Okay, I have to make a full confession here. I was talking in December about my new planner idea. I'm a bullet journal girl, and I wanted to try a different form for my bullet journal, so I bought some notebooks from Paper Penguin Co., and I'm going to try a traveler's notebook style bullet journal. I can't find the notebooks. It's so embarrassing. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I have looked everywhere, and I mean everywhere, just like I looked everywhere for my pen, which I finally found. But now I can't find my planner. My brand new planner that I bought a month ago for 2021, and now I can't find it. And I am losing my mind. So what am I going to do? I'm seriously thinking about ordering a new monthly planner and a new weekly planner from Paper Penguin Co., so I can get on with my year while I'm still looking for the first ones that I purchased. But, oh, so embarrassing. Well, while I've been yammering away, this ink has been drying, and look at that. It's this beautiful kind of a mulberry color with some nice green sheen. And it's still drying, but it has some shimmer in it too. Let me see. What did the note say? It has gold sheen and blue shimmer. Oh. Well, I'm seeing green sheen. What do you guys think? Ooh, you can see it's still drying. It's very wet. So I guess in the wet area, that's where we'll see the shimmer. Let's see. So yeah, he still needs some dry time. But yeah, I'm not seeing the blue. Let me see. Oh, the gold gold. Oh my goodness, I'm so confused. Gold sheen and blue shimmer. So the gold sheen's looking kind of greenish to me. And then we'll see if we get some shimmer out of it. I don't know, maybe all the shimmer ended up on the Q-tip. Does that look shimmery? Can you guys see that? What do you think? I know it's hard for you guys to see because the lighting is an ongoing challenge. Okay, so we're going to put him aside to dry a little bit. And now we are going to attack this rack. I really don't want to do this. But the only way I'm going to get around to doing it is if I turn the camera on and do it in front of you guys. And here we go. Oh, I am totally distracted today. I was going to show you guys. I've been using the rubber cement in my junk journal, which is impossible to find because apparently people buy it all up and sniff it, and you have to show your ID when you buy it because they're afraid that you're going to sniff it. It's crazy. Anyway, so if you put rubber cement on something and let it dry, then it becomes like a Post-it note. So this is a Project Life card, and you could see the shine on the back of it. I just put some rubber cement on it and let it dry, and now it's, you know, it's kind of sticky. So if I stick it on this, then it, you know, it stays. And then it just peels off. So, you know, if you have a Project Life card or a picture or anything that you like to keep in your planner or like to keep wherever, and you just want to stick it up there, you can put some rubber cement on the back and make your own little personal Post-it notes. I thought that was cool. Okay, now to the ink. So I wrote down the inks that I swatched in our last swatch section, which was back in September. Let me see. And I'm going to look through here and see if I can find them. So there's Diamine Twilight. That's one of the ones that we did. And Noodler's Antietam. What else do we have? Okay, Diamine Macassar. Oh, well maybe this won't be as bad as I thought it was. And I mentioned before, I've got 2 Noodler's Antietam's. So that's not good. Too many samples. Oh! Okay, here's Polar Bear. I was looking everywhere for Polar Bear, and oh my goodness, it was right in the rack. With the other inks. I don't know. How does this happen? Okay, there's Robert Oster Thunderstorm. That was on there too. And what is this? Okay, the one that's missing is Birmingham Snowflake. So we've got Twilight, we've got the 2 Antietam's, we've got Macassar, Polar Bear, Thunderstorm. So Snowflake is missing. So Snowflake might be in this box somewhere. This box of samples that I've been collecting. But I dug around in there and I didn't remember seeing... Oh, nope, here's Snowflake. Okay. Okay, so these are the ones that we swatched in the last video. So now, excuse me, I have all of these other guys. Let's see. So what I'm thinking is I'm just going to take some randomly out of this box and I'm going to fill in the holes. Oh, you know what I should do? I should put them back in here the way they were in the video. Because I was going, you know, down the lines like this. So I'm going to put them back the way I had them. So there's that one, and Snowflake, and Polar Bear, Macassar, and there's my 2 Antietam's. I can't believe I bought 2 Antietam's. And Twilight. Okay, here's Iced Cookie. I know I have a bottle of this. I know I bought a bottle of Iced Cookie, which again, I have a terrible habit of doing. I'm always buying samples and then buying bottles. Okay. So, I'm not going to tell you what the inks are, so then you'll be surprised when I swatch them. Let's see. Ooh. Uh-oh. Somebody's texting me. I'm pretty sure I have a bottle of that one. Let me see. That is Manyo Sumir. I have ended up with a lot of Manyo inks because I find good sales on them. I'm all about the sales. Ooh, there's a hair. My hair, not the dog's. That is Florida Blue, which I know I have a bottle of. And here's one of my sad little tops that won't stick. I don't know if you guys have had this problem, but I bought these full labels to cover the whole lid, thinking that I would get more swatching out of them, but they don't stick. But the little reinforcers, the hole reinforcers for your hole punched paper, those stick so well. So even though you get less, less space to swatch on, they don't fall off. So I'm slowly trying to replace all of my labels. Okay, so that's Diamine Earl Grey. I know I have a bottle of that one. This was one of the inks that I was mixing. This is Midnight Blue mixed with Cactus Fruit Eel. So I'm not going to swatch those. Those were just some of my ink experiments. And here's more Diamine Blue Black and Diamine Claret. And I do want to do some more ink mixing this year, because ink mixing is super fun. Okay. Now this is KWZ Walk Over Vistula. I'm almost positive I bought a bottle of that. I didn't have any KWZ inks, and then I found a good sale on them, and I bought several. And here's Diamine Scribble Purple. I'm pretty sure I have a bottle of that one. Oh, this is terrible. Too much ink, too much ink. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Ooh, I'm trying to mix them up a little bit. Oh no! Okay. I've done it again. Where did it go? No. I'll never find it now. Oh, okay. I have two, can you guys see that? I have two TWSBI Midnight Blues, but they both came from Goulet, so I didn't buy a duplicate. I mean, I didn't accidentally buy two of them. I bought two on purpose, because, you know, Goulet only does the 2 milliliter samples, so I bought these with the intention of putting them together. So I'm going to set those aside so I can put them together. And what else do we have? Let's see. And I'll put a timestamp in the description. So if you just want to skip over all of my yammering, then you can just skip to the swatching. Oh, I didn't even know this. This is Noodler's North African Violet. I didn't even know I had this. I'm embarrassed to say, but Sarah over at Fountain Pen Insanity sent me some of that. Thank you, Sarah. I love it. Okay, Monteverde Amethyst. Oh, do I have a bottle of that? I'm not sure. I think I do. Oh my goodness. Do I have a bottle of everything? Sometimes it feels like that. Oh, no more ink buying. No more ink buying. Okay, here's some more of the ones that I've mixed. This is Iroshizuku Shinkai and Yamabudo. And those are really fun. If you've never done any ink mixing, I highly recommend it. It is so much fun. Okay. All right, we're all full now. And I still have more samples in my little box. And I'm sure there are more samples floating around here somewhere that I need to gather up. And I think I saw a couple on the coffee table, so I've got to go get those. My poor coffee's getting cold. Okay. Oh, I was going to put our two Midnight Blues together. I love TWSBI Midnight Blue so much. And, gosh, I think there's a bubble. Oh, you guys can't see this. I poured the ink in and this big bubble popped. Ooh, does it seem kind of thick? What was I going to say? Yes, TWSBI Midnight Blue. I sampled that when I was doing my blue phase. I was in a blue phase last year, and I ended up doing 91 days of blue ink, which I was very happy about. I love blue so much. But one of those inks was Midnight Blue, which means I have to have another Midnight Blue around here somewhere. I bet it's in the rack with all of my other blue inks. So anyway, here is an empty vial that I can now clean out and do something else with. Okay. Well, now that that's all straight, let's get to swatching. So I'm just going to move the rack out of the way so we have more workspace. So we have our swatch card and our pen and a fresh Q-tip, brand Q-tip. And let me see, where did we stop? We stopped with Diamine Twilight. Okay. So the first one for today is Robert Oster Ocean, and this came from Pen Chalet. And Pen Chalet puts their own little colored dots on the top. And when I first started getting samples from them, I was suspicious of the color. I didn't think the color was right. So I would swatch over their swatches. Excuse me. And I keep forgetting that I need to write first. Let's see. Make sure I get some ink on there. Okay. I've heard several people mention recently that Robert Oster inks are dry. And for some reason, I never thought they were dry. But they really are, because sometimes it seems like they just don't want to get off the pen, you know? Ooh, what did I do with my tissue? You know, I brought a tissue over here for wiping my pen off, but oh, goodness. The gremlins, they're out to get me. And let me just turn my phone off. So rude. Don't people know I'm making a video? Good heavens. Okay. So, swatching. Oh, wow. That is such a bright color. And I like to do a drip on my cards. And if it doesn't want to drip, then I don't know what that means. I just find it interesting if they drip or not. And this one's not a big dripper. So, and I need to find a place to set these aside so they can dry. But anyway, people say that Robert Oster inks are dry, but apparently you can get this additive from Van Ness that it's like a lubricant. It kind of loosens up the inks. All right, this is a Birmingham ink, and this is Cranberry Noel, and this is the old formula. All of my samples from Birmingham are old samples. I have a couple of, actually 3 bottles of the new Birmingham ink, but I don't think they're doing samples right now. They're just selling bottles. So all of my samples are the old formula. And I think I mentioned this is Cranberry Noel. Now this seems to be rolling right off of the, oops, there's only one eye in ink. The ink just seems to be flowing right off of the glass nib. Is it Cranberry Noel or Nobel? Cranberry Nobel. So yes, I think this is a wetter ink. Okay, I'm going to complete my thought now. You can get an additive to ink to make it flow better. So I'm wondering if I should get some of that and put it in my Robert Oster inks. Because I love the colors, but they just don't seem to flow very well. Now he seems very light, but also pretty flowy. All right, next up we have Noodler's Groen Cactus Eel. I never know if I'm saying that right. Groen. Sounds German. I don't know if it is. And I know that there apparently is a Grün cactus, and then there's a Grün cactus eel. So we'll see how flowy this guy is, since this is the eel version. Woo, come on. Come on, Goulet. Give up that sample. Uh-oh, that's how you get ink all over the handle. And then ink all over your hands. Noodlers. Ooh, how do we spell that? Grün. And I haven't looked up that word. Well, I guess grün. I guess that's green, right? That would make sense. Ooh, that is a very bright green. Very pretty. Noodlers does have wonderful colors. I know the inks don't have the best reputation because sometimes they can be a little harsh. But, you know, with proper care and appropriate caution, they can be a wholesome part of your ink collection. Yeah, this guy's running all over the place. So much fun. You would think watching ink dry would be like watching paint dry, but watching ink dry is fascinating. All right, who is next? And I think I might actually have a bottle of this one. Gosh, I can't remember. Noodler Saguaro wine. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Saguaro wine. Over at the Norfolk Stationery, the best little pen shop in the world, they had a sale on their noodlers, I guess about a year ago. And all the bottles were on sale for $10. And whew, I went crazy. I bought a lot. I didn't buy everything that they had, but I bought quite a bit. And I can't remember if I bought this one or not. But I'm going to go ahead and swatch it. And if I've already swatched it, if I already have it in my bottle section, that is okay. And I would be very interested to compare this, because this is kind of a magenta ink. I would be interested to compare it to Cactus Fruit Eel and also Yamabudo. Saguaro. Do you say saguaro or saguaro? Very pretty. He does have quite a few desert-themed inks, like saguaro wine, cactus fruit, Apache sunset, Navajo turquoise. I mean, those all are, you know, they remind us of the western part of the country. Ooh, yes, that is super bright and beautiful. Mary, the shop owner over at the Norfolk Stationery, she told me one time that she wrote some, I think she was writing notes for a meeting or something, and she wrote them in saguaro wine. And it was beautiful, it was fun to write with, but then later on when she tried to read it, it was really hard on her eyes to read the ink. So something to think about. If you're writing letters to people, we have to be considerate of their eyeballs, because we want them to actually read our letters. But, you know, if you're just writing for yourself in your journal or whatever, and you're okay with the ink, then it doesn't matter. But I like that one. That one's really pretty. All right, who do we have next? This is Diamine Sunset, and this came from Van Ness. And actually, I had planned to do a swatching of all of my orange inks. So this is one of my orange inks that I got for that swatching video that never happened. But we will go ahead and swatch him. And if we need to swatch him again later with all my other orange inks, then that is perfectly okay. Because one can never swatch too much. Swatching is life. And I love Diamine inks. And I'm getting more into oranges. I definitely prefer them. There's a big blob on the end. All right, you. There we go. I definitely prefer orange in the fall. But other than that, I would probably not choose orange first. I would probably choose a lot of other colors before orange. But in the fall, I would probably choose orange first. I think orange is supposed to be a very happy, energetic color. But I would not say that it makes me happy or energetic. Now, they say that it affects you subconsciously. So orange makes me happy and energetic, even though I don't realize it makes me happy and energetic. Perhaps. I don't know. It just makes me think about 70s carpet. You know, this library, I didn't work at the library. I worked at a different branch, but we would have meetings at this one branch, and they had this horrible 70s carpet. And, you know, a lot of times schools would have that awful orange carpet, orange tile, orange furniture. I don't know. Again, I think they were thinking that orange was happy and energetic, but it just seemed dated at the time. Alrighty. Oh, let me get him out of the way. Alright, next up we have Diamine Deep Magenta. And this one also came from Goulet. Oh, I forgot to do the, where'd he go? I forgot to do his little swatch on top. So you see these little reinforcers don't give you a lot of room, but they certainly get the job done, and they stick very well, which is important. Not like these other sad labels that I got that just do not stick. They do not stick. That's why I have little circles of color stuck on everything in my house. Okay, so Diamine Deep Magenta. And did I mention this came from Goulet? Yep, it's hard to get to that sample at the bottom. I feel like a hummingbird trying to sip the nectar out of the bottom of a flower. Diamine Deep Magenta. Oh, whoops. I have all of these extra samples sitting over here next to my water jar, and I dripped on top of the amethyst, the Monteverde amethyst, and look at that color. Isn't that pretty? It's not water resistant, but so pretty. Let me just move him over. Sorry, guy. Gotta get him down in there. Whew, it's scratching against the paper. Goodness. Not dripping. Not dripping. That's okay. I am just getting ink all over the place. But that's half the fun of swatching. who do we have next? All right, this is Diamine Salamander. Now, I remember I purchased this because it was on clearance. This was early on in my fountain pen career, and at the time I only purchased from Goulet because they were the only fountain pen retailer I was familiar with, and I was always looking at their sale page, their clearance page, and this one was on there because they were discontinuing it, and I thought, oh my goodness, they're discontinuing it, I have to buy it. Did it matter if I liked the color or not? Nope, I just had to buy it. And, you know, here we are several years later, and I've never used it. So let's see what this guy looks like. Now, it's looking really dark on the card, but I think part of that is because it's really flowing off of the glass nib. And I know on recent videos that people have been doing that green has been super popular. And I like green, but of course my favorite color is blue. To each his own, but I wonder if this Diamine Salamander is a color that all of those green fans would enjoy. I'm trying to think, like Robert Oster. The Robert Oster greens seem to be really popular, like crocodile green, and melon tea is kind of a brown, but it has some green to it too. But wow, this is looking really interesting. But I bought this in a panic, thinking that it was being discontinued. I didn't realize that just Goulet was getting rid of it, but other people were still selling it. So you can still get this. And it's just one of those really interesting, complex, kind of greenish browns. I cheated. I shook it a little bit to get it to run a little bit more. So very cool. I like that. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not. But we're going to see what he looks like when he dries, because that's always the real test. All right, let's see. How many have we done so far? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I think we'll do 10. Does that sound good? So that means we'll do 2 more. All right, this is Pelikan Brilliant Brown, and this came from Goulet, and this reinforcer sticker tells me that this is a newer purchase. And I haven't tried a lot of browns in the past, but lately I've become more interested in brown, which is why I got this sample. So let's see what he looks like. Whoa! Oh goodness, I must have bought double samples because this is a Goulet, but it's really full. So yes, again, this must have been on their clearance section, and when things are on clearance, I usually try to buy 2 samples, so I'll have plenty of ink to mess around with. But, ooh, that is the Salamander and the Brilliant Brown mixed together. Very interesting. Well, goodness, there's still ink on this pen. Certainly don't need to get any more on my hands. Okay. And I haven't used Pelikan inks a ton. I have some vintage pens, and the man that I bought them from recommended that if a pen was too flowy, too gushy, to try Pelikan ink, the traditional 4001 Pelikan ink. Of course, he recommends Waterman inks because they're safer on pens. And in my vintage pens, I only use Serenity Blue because I'm so afraid of hurting the pens. But he did say that Pelikan would also work. So I bought a bottle of the Pelikan Blue, but I don't think I've put it in one of my pens yet. Oh, what am I doing? I have to swatch this guy. that's pretty. Browns can be very nice. Well, he decided to run that time. My goodness. Okay, so what is going to be our last ink for today? It is a Pen Chalet ink. I can tell from the blue cap and the colored dot on the top. And this is Robert Oster Australian Opal Blue. Ooh, well that sounds interesting. It's so funny. I've got this pen rest to put my pen on. And where do I keep putting the pen? Over here. That's what pen rests are for. I'll get there. I'll get there. So this is Robert Oster Australian Opal Blue. That is a very bright blue. Let's see if we can get a drip out of this one. Not really. And again, I think that's just the Robert Oster inks being a little bit on the drier side. So let me know what your experience is with Robert Oster inks. If you think they're drier, or, you know, if you love them and haven't noticed them being dry. Or you love them even if they are dry. I think I love them even if they are dry. Okay, so I'm going to give these a few minutes to dry, and we will come back and have a final look. So I will be right back. All right, let's take a look at the inks and see how they turned out. Ooh, I feel like I've got a lot of shadows. Well, we'll just do the best we can. All right, so here is the sample from Maryland. And it's a beautiful, I would call it mulberry. It's like a deep, kind of a deep reddish purple with that almost neon green sheen. Oh my goodness. Now it's supposed to have shimmer in it. And I don't really see any shimmer, maybe a little bit. I guess I didn't shake it up well enough, but very, very pretty. All right. And then we have Robert Oster Ocean. That's just a nice blue. I don't see any sheen, but it looks like it might be a nice shader in the right nib, I'm sure. Very pretty. Of course, blue. I love blue. I've hardly met a blue I didn't like. Yes, Bobo is still trying to hide my my ink blob, my ink stain. I'll change the paper before next time. All right, here is the Noodler's Grund Cactus Eel. And again, I don't see any sheen. I don't think Noodler's inks are known for sheen. I have a couple that sheen a little bit. They're both blues. Of course, I buy a lot of blues because I like them, but I would be interested to know if you have ever seen sheen on Noodler's ink. But it's just a beautiful bright green. And it looks like up here in the writing, it might actually have some nice shading to it too. So very pretty. It kind of reminds me of maybe Diamine Kelly Green or Apple Glory. It's just a very nice, kind of a grass green. let me see, who else do we have here? We have Diamine Deep Magenta, and it is a deep magenta. There's a tiny little bit of sheen around the dark area there where I tried to get a drip. But just a little bit, just a touch. But a very pretty color. And then we have the Noodler's Saguaro Wine. Again, that bright, vibrant, dark pink color. And not seeing any sheen, but just a very pretty color. And let's compare these two. They're kind of close. This one's a little bit darker, a little bit more saturated, but they're very close to each other. And there's the faintest hint of maybe some green sheen, and maybe I see a little hint of green sheen around this dark area too. Very faint. It's like a little green edge. Is that what we call a halo? I don't think I've ever actually seen a halo, unless I saw it and I just didn't know what I was looking at. All right, next up we have the Birmingham Inks Cranberry Noel. And the swatch seems really light, but the writing, I think, is very readable. Kind of an unsaturated red, maybe? I wouldn't call it pink. I would just call it a light red. I think light red usually is pink, but I wouldn't really call this pink. It's very pretty, though. No sheen. It's still drying a little bit, too. But very nice. All right, then we have Diamine Sunset, and that is definitely a vibrant orange. Very nice. And again, I don't see any sheen, but it looks like it might be a nice shader. Very pretty. Let's move these guys up a little bit. There we go. Can we see everybody? I think so. All right, and then we have Diamine Salamander. And I'm really liking this color. It's sort of like an olive green, a drab green. It's green, but it has some hints of brown. Very nice. I wasn't sure I would like it, but I really do. And then we have Pelican Brilliant Brown. And, he looks like he might have a bit of some dark shading going on. Can we see that? It's very subtle. But this is a nice color. It's definitely a warm brown. It has some tinges of orange to it. I feel like I need to do a brown comparison. I don't have that many browns, but I'm finding them so attractive lately. And finally, we have Robert Oster Australian Opal Blue. And that's lovely. Again, the swatch looks very light, but the writing is very readable. Very readable. Very pretty. I don't see any sheen, but it's just a lovely color, very light. All right, let's make sure we've got everybody in the picture here. And Gus is telling me it's time to go outside, so I better wrap this up for today. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if so, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next Sunday for some more Swatching Sunday. Take care. Bye-bye.